I'm like sweating details at this point. It's good though. Hey. Lungs like smokestacks, young black terror attack. Hair on their neck raised, scaring them back. Keeping my Kerouac first rate, they in the first grade, begging like babies.
Shimmy, shimmy, wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Conspiracy Randy podcast.
What's up, dudes?
Wrote in hard with POS.
I love that dude.
This one's Get Down.
Sad he's not around so much. Still alive, but, you know.
Hashtag canceled.
Yeah. Fucking bummer. Got another one. Another one bites the dust.
Let's hear this jam out. This is a good one.
This is from the We Don't Even Live Here album, right?
Yep.
No one gives a fuck about shit, so fuck your shit. We fuck shit up, cause shit's fucked anyway. Shit is running to the ground. I don't wanna think about it, I just wanna get down.
Same.
Until we come up.
I thought I was walking into my intervention today.
No, that's actually funny. I had
drinking
I had a friend stop over who doesn't like Andy at all. No, they just don't get along. So no, not that, not really. No, I'm just joking. But it was like someone who I didn't need Andy rolling in the middle of during this conversation. It's like, I have respectable friends, don't worry. Yeah. And they were like hanging on a little bit, so I was like, shit. So I had to message Andy like, hold on, don't come over until I tell you to.
Till I absolutely say so.
And then I messaged him. I was like, okay, you can leave your house now. So he comes in and he's like, fuck, guys. Was this about last episode with the painkillers and all the rum?
I'm sorry. Yeah, apparently I drank way more rum than I thought it was a lot.
I was keeping track on when I was editing the video, and it was kind of funny because it does get to the point where anytime you weren't talking, though, you were just drinking
rum.
So I had to do if you notice, last week's or yesterday's episode was like a lot of Tyler footage. Because there's a few I could get by, but there's a lot of these where it's Andy just like sad sucking on a glass of rum and Coke. Always all hopped up on painkillers after his butt surgery. Yeah.
I'm like Captain Jack Sparrow, only of ass surgeries.
Yeah. He had to take the bicycle home after having an ass surgery. That's how rough it was on the guy.
Brutal.
Yeah. It could have been worse, but
yeah, I mean, worse things have happened better. But yeah, like I felt horrible the next day. But what are you gonna do? Fuck it.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I'm a survivor.
I'm not gonna give up.
Let's go, girls. I'll get my ass fixed up.
Well, let me see what I want to get into here, Randy.
What do you want to get into today? In the world of all of our bullshit, 50-some episodes worth of just insanity. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
All right, guys, let's do our new CIA woke commercial. Fuck it. Andy had stuff prepped. I don't.
Are you sure?
I got some stuff from the notes I can maybe work in. Let's do this.
All right.
I'll fall right on my fucking face. I'm not afraid. You start this time.
Okay. I'm an overweight, middle-aged...
Whoa, give it a little room here.
Okay. A little breathing room. Oh, I was just going to jump in. Are you sure you want
No,
to
we got to keep the pace here.
Yeah, true.
All right, here we go. Just wait for it. There you go.
No, it's not right yet.
You'll know. You're going to feel it.
I'm an overweight, middle-aged white male with an art degree.
I actually also think that Andy is over white.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
When I was in high school, I created an email address, daddyfatsex@hotmail.com, and I still use it for some things.
I have to return some videotapes.
Nothing? You good?
I am what Willis is talking
Whoa,
about.
it's my turn.
I'm
you
sorry.
fucking dork.
I thought you
No, we
were
need to give it
drowning.
some space. Jesus Christ,
I thought
Andy.
you were
I gotta be
drowning.
talking. You want to talk about the weather?
No, like the last time. Okay.
No. We went rapid fire. Hang on now. It's got to breathe.
Okay. It's like a fine wine.
I waited to have sex until my parents told me it was okay.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
I have a good one I'm going to finish with. It's going to burn the rest of yours, though. So you got one more.
I am the reason this podcast has a drinking while recording minimum amount. That's all I got. Fuck you.
I got one. We're going to read you out here with this one. This one's big. It's true, and Andy's never heard this story before. It is going to be tremendous. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, many years ago was your son? How old is your son?
He's 8.
So approximately 9 years ago. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Andy came over to my house, I think to watch a football game or something, and lost an SD card, a micro SD memory card out of his phone. Now, I didn't know that he lost it. So what happened was, actually, the true story, Andy, is I found it like that evening, like on the floor, and I thought it was one of mine.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything with it really until I think the next morning. I plugged it in my computer,
Yeah.
and I just saw there was like dicks on it, real quick.
Well, because
Because it was like your phone thing, so there was like
Yeah.
dick pics or something, right, or whatever. But I panicked right
Yeah.
away and just delete.
that is so me 9 years ago.
No, I know, but so I panicked, guys.
Okay.
Full stop.
Full stop.
And guys, I panicked and deleted it. And at that point, I didn't know anything. Like you could have just Googled, be like, how do I get these files back, right? But I didn't know that that was a thing. And then I'm not joking. Like an hour later, Andy messages me like, "Hey, did I lose my memory card there?" And I go, "No, I don't know," because I just didn't want to have that conversation. I was like, "Fuck it, you get my memory card, like $8. Get out of here." Well, because I deleted it anyways. It's not going to help you.
Like, I'm getting the implication though. Like,
Oh, so this gets better, you guys.
yeah, no, I'm, yeah.
This is going to upend Andy's world. This is some Inception shit.
Yeah.
And so then what happened was, so I told Andy, I said, "No, I didn't find anything, but Megan did vacuum after everybody left after the football game.
I do remember you saying that. Yep.
So it's probably gone forever." And that was that as far as I
Lost.
knew. And then a little bit later, Andy makes a series of mistakes. Andy goes to a AT&T store to get a memory card instead of like not a phone store.
Yeah. That was my move. I thought you had to do that.
No.
I thought it had to be from like
No,
them.
you,
or else,
let's
like,
all right.
you'd
Let's
be, like,
let's stay on the
totally
task here. So
fucked up.
Andy goes into this place and he meets a young lady about his age with bigger boobs than he's used to knocking around. So he's just like, yes, flat out gets courage, like date time. Let's ask on it. The boom, done, close deal, done.
Yeah,
Correct?
I was very charismatic. Yep. Yep.
And then that situation escalates. There's a pregnancy.
Yep.
There's a baby.
Yep.
Start sharing money. Getting loans on things like everything, furniture, fucking everything.
Washer dryers.
Randy is crippled currently and has been since then in credit card debt with a child for someone he is no longer with. All because I didn't realize that you could probably just go to the trash bin and restore it and pretend like you found it off the fucking floor, you guys. This is crazy. I forget that this is the way that happened, and I've been keeping that inside me for now 9 years. And I'm just like, I mean, I didn't do anything to him.
You just look over and look at Noah, and you're like, "Hey, I'm the reason you're here."
But every time Andy complains about money, I'm like, God damn it.
Kind of fucked him over. I don't think financially I would have been better off. I would have
No.
still found a way to fuck it up.
Yeah, and let's be honest,
Or
she's
be
to
around
blame, not me.
Or be around somebody else to fuck it up. Yeah. I was debating to like add like one of those to the list. Like, I once impregnated a Native American girl.
Who then shackled me with a lifetime of credit card debt and left.
It's the ultimate switcheroo. Like, fuck you, white dude. You know? Wow, you son of a bitch. My life could have been so much better. Yeah.
Guys, I think that might be one of the best, most real moments I've ever delivered on a podcast
Damn.
ever. That was a
Dude,
straight
that
up
was some
real life
Inception
confession.
shit.
Yeah.
Because I do remember, like, man, that fucking sucks. They vacuumed up. Fuck, how long?
But it also
memory cards.
you remember that house had like the thickest carpet. If it was in the carpet, you're not gonna find it either way.
And it matched the drapes.
Boom. No, it didn't. It was super green. It was gross. This house, you guys,
Get that checked out.
and it wasn't bad. I mean, it was like the nicest house any of us had at the time. But I bought this house for like $80,000 here. It was like super cheap.
Spacious as fuck.
It was big and old and drafty and just shitty when I got it. The carpet was shit. The kitchen was shit. We're like, it cost $600 a month. That's it.
Yeah.
For the mortgage and insurance and shit. Like, that's pretty tough to beat. And you own it.
Yeah.
I like painted and put in carpet and walked away like plus like $40,000 in my pocket.
Fucking A.
Yeah, it was nice. And that's when I bought the nice house. So then I was able to get like a super dope fucking type house I could not have normally afford because I had all this extra money.
Welcome to Realty Randy.
Realty Randy.
Flip houses.
Let's Randy your realty right now.
We should start a realty.
Randy
Too.
Realty.
You can puke in this garage. Look how many buckets you can get in there. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So this is obviously where you're going to grow your cannabis.
Yeah, that's all we like focus on is those two things.
So, guys, this closet is perfect cannabis growing.
Yeah. You can hide all your sad beer cans right over here.
Yeah. You hide all your cocaine in this little closet here in the bathroom.
Yeah. This is where you drink your Ron Diaz and cry.
Yeah. And you also have to make sure you have your weed edibles in like a very different place than regular foods because of the kids.
They're always eating my edibles. Ah! They're not. they're not. That's some bullshit.
Protection services.
Yeah, whatever. You're the one that fucking brought him into this earth in the first place, practically.
No, I didn't do the one thing that has to be done.
By extent, you were there in my heart.
I was there watching.
Yeah, literally outside the window. Hi. 'Cause you'll be in my
I don't know if that makes me a good guy or a bad guy. I think it just makes me a guy that deleted something and then just figured that the solution was to just like, fuck it, just leave it be. Because it was already gone. I don't want to take the blame for that part.
Yeah.
And so, because then it means I looked at it and then I got to look you in the eye and be like, I saw your dick on a picture.
Well, maybe I like other people's dicks and I was just saving them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think your girlfriend's face was in it. Your other girlfriend's face was in it at the time, too.
Maybe she liked other people's dicks, and I liked.
So I just figured this thing was cause for trouble.
Yeah. So
No, I'm just kidding.
I took the dude way out.
No, I
and,
just
deleted
panicked.
It, bro.
I just pulled up and I saw dicks and I had deleted before I had even processed what I was seeing. I was just like, whoa. I was like, was that mine? Because also I didn't know how to deal with that shit on the computer. Like, is my wife going to see it? Also, in my
How's
head,
she gonna feel about looking at Andy's dick?
well,
compared to mine?
and in my head, it was like, when was I? Like, I wasn't taking pictures of
your
my dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's normally like you look at your phone the next day.
No,
like,
well,
God
also,
damn it.
I mean, it's not just that I never have, but it's like way back then. Also, like I was like that was before I was training or doing anything. Like I was like fat and sloppy. Like I wasn't anything to be like, look at how sexy I am.
out my
That
dick.
wasn't my move then. You know, it was like I'm just gonna hide and hope people fucking don't look at my stomach.
Hide your dick?
All of the dicks.
That was my move then. Hide the dicks from all the peoples. Yeah, no, it was wild times. Holy shit. I'm so sorry. Fuck. I it's always good.
I mean, it's not even my fault, really. It's your
it's just the way
dick
the
pic.
universe.
It's a dick
like,
pic problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Always good when a girl puts me in my place and she's like, we don't care about your boners. That's dumb. Tell me about your real feelings, Andy. I'm like, fuck, whatever.
Feeling pretty happy.
I'm not always like that. I'm like that a lot, but not always. I've got 99 problems, and most of them have to do with how I interact with women.
I have a concept to flesh out, and I haven't made much progress on it, but I think it would be interesting.
Okay.
So I'm going to present it to you, and I don't know how far it will go today, but it's worth talking about. We check. Is mine recording, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brain fart. Brought to you by weed, and that's really going to be emphasized by the point the possibility I'm about to present now. Brought to you by weed.
With
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, oh fuck. We're
Imagine how you would structure a society, what life would be like. If there was like one primary constraint was people do not have names or titles that you say with words or write down or anything. Nobody has a name. You just interact with them as them. You can talk to them. Hey, how you doing? You know stuff, but they don't have a name that you can attach a title, a name you could attach a status or anything to. It's just that guy when you see him. You might know what he does and what he has, but it's harder to communicate then, right?
Yeah.
To other people even, right? So what is clout? How do those things move? It's interesting. Don't you think?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, fuck.
You think that would be better or worse?
Just interaction wise, like I think you got a lot of like, hey, fucking, hey, I don't know, man.
No, you don't gotta
think
say
it's
it's
a lot
by,
of-
no. I think this is the reason I think this. I've thought this obviously much further ahead than you have, obviously, because I threw it on you because it's gonna be confusing. But like, the point would be that you have to take those extra steps. Meaning, I can't just be like, hey, Andy,
You there with the blonde hair?
The point is, if I'm talking, I have to walk up to you, look you into the eye, and the thing has to be, I am now connecting to you. How you doing?
Excuse
me. And I have to look at you and
sir.
say that. I can't say, Andy, how you doing? This is what I do when I walk past the people in the store. Okay, John, how you doing? And I just get on the way. But if I'm going to interact with them, I have to say something to them. You know what I mean? I think it is different. Maybe that store analogy isn't very good. But just in communication, I think it's interesting. What if we banned that instead of everything else? All right, you don't have a name. Let's do this. What if you don't have a name anymore? The government rules. That's just what it is. No name, no nothing. It's not a number or anything. It's just that's what we are. We just interact as people.
So then, like, you could see somebody on TV and be like, "Who's that guy?" Like, it doesn't matter.
That's the same guy from that other thing. You only know them for what they've done or where they've been in your life.
Right.
Oh no, he's that guy that I run into at the store once in a while.
Okay. All right.
That's much better than he's this person that this person said something about.
That's
the only connection most people have about other people.
Or he does this or he does that. You know that guy. They're a lawyer. Like they're their vocation.
They're
they
their
are
title.
Not their person.
Their title, their income, their status, and their name, their family name. All that stuff gets put in front of them.
There are a couple of conspiracy theorists who have a podcast.
Yeah, a couple of R words and idiots and falsos.
Yeah. Well,
no, but I think.
I don't know. It's too much.
So but what I'm saying is I do believe that let's pretend that was the case, short of all the complications with identifying yourself legally and all this shit or whatever, right?
Yeah, the government.
Ignore this. Let's just talk from a human interaction standpoint.
Okay.
I think if we communicated on those terms, it would be better.
Yeah.
If I couldn't say anything about that guy and make you know specifically who I'm talking to, I'm not gossiping about him behind your back. And I'm not hearing anything about anybody except for what's coming across when I see them. Or the grand big things they do that impact lots of people, and then lots of people talk about them. Like it
would be more meaningful. Everything
would be more meaningful.
Yes. Yeah. Everything would have a more personal touch to it. Yeah. Okay.
So the point is, I guess, would be to try to do that better. Like ignore the things that are coming from other sources like that. Then. Like that's about his name. That's about his job. That's about his thing. Dude, I have a lot of stuff with kind of some of the public stuff I've done with StrongFit and some of those things. We get a lot of people see your stuff and all these things. And so there's organizations and other people who've been seen a lot or whatever. So you hear things about people all the time and people always hear things about you. And my thing was always I had to be like, well, I maybe think that guy is not that cool or whatever. He's not like my kind of dude. But it's also every time I've been around him, he's been super nice. You know, some of these people, he's just been so nice to me. I think he's a doofus, or I think he's dangerous, or I think he's dumb, or whatever the actual reality of the human being is. But they've been good to me.
Yeah.
So then none of those preconceived stuff, none of that other shit is going to fucking fall into those scales when I'm judging them. And I think that's interesting, a really interesting concept.
Everything would be far less cunty than it is now. That's
and
fucking sure.
I do find that to be something that I do now that I work for myself, that all we do is podcast anyways. And that my work is, I base it around this. Every conversation I'm having with real professionals and shit is the shit that I do with Conspiracy Randy works. And it's as unmarketable and fucking absolutely just an abomination.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh my God.
It's good, but what the content is not very wide, does not have wide appeal. And that's the point. I'm
definitely can't name drop it, hanging out with
you can't say that at the office.
Oh yeah.
You guys want to see the opening, dude? So how do I say this without? I don't want to give anybody away. So I will say this: that somebody I know who they told their boss, and their boss is their business that's associated with what we do here a little bit sometimes, and they told their boss oh, you should really check this out. It's my favorite shit. But they're you got to start way back. Told him to start way early. But it's really just because our most recent episode about the drown your kids and wife bit, he's I just didn't want that to be the first thing he saw. Which is true. For a lot of people, you got to go a long ways with us before that doesn't turn you off.
There's so many moments. One of our regular listeners, she decided that she was going to turn her mom onto it.
Oh,
and
no.
The first episode was my first ass episode. It was Randy's rectum or something like that. She's I laughed my ass off. She's I'm gonna show mom, and that was the first episode.
Oh no!
It's
what was the feedback?
Damn it! I don't know if mom quite got on board, but the listener's still with us, and hard. She's vehemently a fangirl. If I
Sweet.
don't mind saying, fuck yeah. I don't think mom really wanted to hear about butt stuff, though.
Well,
There's a certain.
But here's the truth.
That's a lot
At
to-
least you got her in and you got her out. You know what I mean? Could you imagine? No, could you imagine if she hung on and got like kind of rubbed wrong by 45 things like that?
Right.
And then just decided eventually that it wasn't going to work. Like, oof.
all just
Then
crammed
she's just
up this
well,
weird guy's
yeah.
ass.
She's just like, man, I do not like this guy.
He is not very. Oh yeah.
So my daughter showed me this podcast. It's mostly about poop and alcoholism.
Yeah,
and
looks over it like, and you like this gentleman? You think he's funny?
they literally openly talk about drug use. What is wrong with these people?
Boners and yeah. Well, I mean, it's a living.
Listen, it's the only thing that we do. So whatever.
And we do it well.
I want to tell.
Allegedly.
Let me tell this story first, and then we're going to talk. Oh no, give me a piece of what you got. Give me a little slice of something, Randy. Did you have anything other than the notes?
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple of people. I know we don't normally fucking do that.
Is it user 684329196 from TikTok?
No.
Okay.
It's not like any.
Because fuck you, dude.
It's not any bashing like that.
No, I'm just kidding.
I've learned from my ways.
Yeah, if we felt bitter last episode, it was because Andy was on painkillers and we were on our second day in a row being called morons all day. But we're fine now.
Yeah, no, like
We're funny again,
I'm
you
mostly
know it.
over it. Mostly, no, like it's a husband. I always like it, like, and it's happened before, but I always like it when husband and wives listen.
Yeah, because then you don't got to worry about like if they're both listening. Because you're like, man, I think this wife's trying to bang us.
No, dude.
Well, that's the thing. You're like, this chick's trying to bang us. At least you know it's a husband and wife. You're like, good. I don't got to worry about it going there. Everything's gonna be okay.
Banging. No, like it's like I love knowing that we're putting shit out there that people can like share together. Like they're driving, like let's listen to this, and then like fuck,
Well, not anymore.
We're adding to the.
They're like, God damn it.
No, it's sweet. I like it. I like people listening.
Honey, you
to
better
us.
stop messaging those guys. And it's she telling him.
Yeah.
Like, no, come on, they're fucking funny.
They get it, man.
They get it. Their dicks are probably cool.
Huge, really veiny.
Listen, sweetheart, I'll find another wife if you don't let me bang these dudes.
I'll find a girl that lets me fuck these two dudes right in their buttholes.
Their stitches and all,
Sweet
Randy.
butt. Hey, they dissolve in water.
Was that the shout out? Is that the shout out you hoped it would be?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Damn it.
No, but like, I don't want to go down that road because we got a lot of people that.
Here's
like,
the deal. We
are
love you guys.
following
We do
us,
really
and, like,
appreciate it. Thank you.
It's fun.
And I would say this, like there's a guy, it was a Nicholas. I think it was Nicholas. Because he's bought all sorts of shit. I think Horth, the last name from overseas, right? Mm-hmm. Fuck him. I'm certain it's Nicholas or I'm wrong.
You are right.
Okay. Anyway, I mean, he's been in it since the beginning. We had I posted something about all the hate we were getting. He was like, is that because of all those TikTok people? I was like, no. It's because of real motherfuckers like you who've been in since day one.
The more you know.
We appreciate our fans.
We're gonna F your D's.
Suck our dicks to all our enemies, and also we'll suck your dicks to all our fans. Thank you.
Yeah. We got a long road ahead of us with a lot of dicks.
Yeah, once we get the paywall stuff, anyone who subscribes is entitled to one beach from Andy. Mm-hmm. And I'll give hugs.
It's gonna. Yeah. I'm willing to do it. Throw myself out there. You know, press.
All right,
press
let me
the
tell
flesh.
a story, and then we're gonna go into the game.
Okay.
Or no, we won't finish with shout out.
No, I'm done.
I thought you had another one.
No, well, I just had random ass notes today.
Okay. I want to tell a story.
Yeah.
I went up to this magical place. It's a college town. What age was I? Like 18. I think it was right out of, like the year out of high school. No, maybe. No, I was out of high school. So I would have been 18 years old. I think it was after I dropped out of college. And I went back to this little college town and I decided I was going to have a party weekend. And we meet up with friends. We got a friend that lives in the dorms. I meet up with him, and then we ride to this house party. We're at this house party. And I have in my pocket, I don't know, like a couple ounces of weed.
Yeah.
And I had this, like, so you know those little stash boxes? Those stash cans? It looks like it's a can of pop.
Can of pop, but it's not.
And then they like take a can opener to the top, and then they fill it with like a cement, and then they put like an ibuprofen bottle in there, and then it screws up tight. So it's super sealed, but it feels heavy. It feels like a can. It's a good one.
Cement.
But
Nice
it's an
touch.
ibuprofen bottle in there. Well, I think it was cement or maybe some sort of maybe it was just a silicone, but it has the weight of a can. And so it was perfect because it felt like a can that was closed. It was awesome.
Right.
And in it, I don't know, I had like 45 hits of ecstasy.
Fucking
And so,
Christ.
well, I wasn't going to take them that night. I was going to find people to take them
I was
with.
gonna sell them.
Well, yeah.
Wait 7 years.
I wanna-
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
don't send me to
I'm
jail.
old. That was a long time ago. That is literally almost 20 years ago. 18
Okay,
years, 19
you're
years
in the clear, dude.
ago. Yeah,
Miami Vice. All right.
yeah. Anyway,
Damn, 45. Wow.
it's child's play, dude. What are you talking about here?
Well, I
It
mean,
was this was for a weekend, and I was gonna basically, we were gonna party. So it was like find 8 to 15 people, and then get weird for 2
Oh,
days.
yeah,
You
you're
know what I
right.
mean?
Okay,
Like
yeah.
that's nothing crazy. And it's crazy if you're a normal person.
yeah, but like, I'm gonna hang out with 8 to 15
Yeah.
people this weekend and take my shirt off and
We're
listen
gonna
to
take
Sandstorm.
45 hits of ecstasy and drink 15 cases of beer.
I'm gonna take my shoelaces off and tie them to glow sticks and whip them around my head.
Yeah. Then I'll have a violent streak and just start hitting Andy with one of them for fun. No, I'm just kidding.
And then we're gonna have a back rub train.
And then
Okay, go on.
but we decided to go outside, and it's a problem is I'm doing this. This is a huge keg party.
Mm-hmm.
So I am currently on about hitting the half of ecstasy, hammered drunk, and we go outside to smoke some weed. I have everything on me, and we're standing in a circle outside, like 8 of us, and we're like passing pipes around and shit. I think there was 2 pipes going, and then this is a keg party that is huge. There's probably 200 people at this house, and all of a sudden, we just see this, and we're in the dark. All of a sudden, there's just like, phoom, there's just like a flashlight in the mix, phoom, and that's all you see is the light. It's just blinding everything. Fuck, and everyone's like, shit, and you just hear this loud voice like, he's like, freeze, nobody move. And we're like, fuck, and then he's shining the light, and he shines the light on my friend who has the same name as you, but is cooler than you. He happened to
Happens
also be
all
a
the
cross-country runner, and he had one pipe in his hand. And he goes like this. He looks at the pipe. He looks at the cop who has his light on him now, and the cop's standing there looking around at all of us, and other Andy's looking at the pipe. He looks at the cop. He looks at me. He knows what I have. We're both on ecstasy, and so he just starts running because he knew if he ran, the cop knew he had the pipe, and the cop would chase him. So he goes, and the cop all of a sudden the cop goes. Hits his things like we got to run her, and then 2 more cops come over the other way and just run, and we all scatter. And fucking other Andy's just running. I just knew he was gonna outrun this cop. But this is like backyards in fucking college town, so it's tons of chain link fences and shit. Yeah. I get through 2 yards at a full sprint, and this big cop, like kind of a fat fucking 260, maybe like 6'2", 260, is running. And we go to this one thing and I get up and climb over it. And he's over it almost. I mean, he's right behind me. And I get a little room, caught up to him again, or I get past him again. We go through one over fence, and I do the same thing. I get over, he gets over pretty quick. But every time you stop to get over, he gets close enough. If he grabs you, that amount of time, that you're ahead of him doesn't really matter when you're stopped. So I knew he was getting close, and there was another fence right away before I could build up speed. He cleared the last one a little faster than me, and fucking, I go, and I am just running dead out, and there's a chain link fence, like chest high. And so my solution was to just go dead out and jump forward, like Superman. And just sailed. So I didn't have to slow down. I didn't have to brace myself. I didn't have to get started. I just ran at a dead sprint. I got to go faster than he could by a mile.
Yeah.
And then just laid out and just sailed. I was fucked up too. So I was like, whoa. I mean, guys, this is so intense. You're 18. You're like, I'm going to go to jail for a long time too.
Man.
There's no way to ditch this.
Oh, no.
And I fucking go and I fucking just sail and I land, boom, and I roll and I get up, sure have everything, and then just jet. And I cut around the side of the building. I'm out of the backyard space, and I just gun it all the way back to the college. Never see the cop, never see again. Me, every single one of the homies got away. Every one of us. And I had
Nicely
this
done, homies.
huge bruises on my ribs from this fucking, I think it was a can of like Sunkist was the stuff that had the drugs in it,
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was from this giant concrete Sunkist can that I landed on when I jumped over a fucking fence. All 300 pounds of me outrunning this fucking cop.
Jesus Christ.
Dude.
Party.
Motherfucker's like, you don't even leave your fucking studio to party. Okay. Maybe I don't have to, dork.
We've got tons of party stories. Thank God for, better Andy. Seriously, if there was ever like a tale of 2 Andys, like what the fuck happened to that one?
Every
versus
Andy
the
I've
other
met is
one?
cooler than you.
Yet you hang out with me the most.
Yeah, it's like
What the fuck does that say? Are you trying to better me into being a better
it's
Andy?
because I care. Guys, if you appreciate drug use, drug distribution, and all sorts of other drug things, you're going to love the Conspiracy Theory Trivia board game.
Especially on drugs.
Yeah, if you like the war on drugs, you should try the Conspiracy Theory Trivia board game on drugs. Shopnetty.com. We have the link in our description. Whoa!
You can put your weed in it too, maybe. After you're done playing, I don't know.
Netty
I don't
Games
know.
does not endorse any sort of weed-related or drug use of the game.
Netty Games. Fuck you, Randy. Quit talking.
Netty Games wants to make sure to distance themselves completely from Randy, Tyler, anyone associated with the podcast, and most certainly their TikTok account.
But especially the TikTok
No,
account.
I'm just kidding. Good people. They've been very nice. They are, I will say this, of the people that I've come into, I've had a lot of podcasts, this is my third like major podcast in a totally different field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in each one, you end up in partnerships, and it's always the only way that I do anything is if they're fans of the podcast, if they dig it. If they don't like what we do and there's just a dollar amount attached, if it's a return thing, I just don't care because I'd rather not do it. But these are I've heard from multiple people in this organization that really love the podcast, like it's their favorite. So if you like the podcast and want to support us and support people that are cool, these are the ones that do it. So shopnetty.com.
Do it.
Use code Randy at the checkout, and that'll get you 10% off. If you use the link in our description also, I don't know what the deal is. I think you got to do one or the other. But shopnetty.com, use the link in our description, try to run code Randy at the checkout. You'll get a discount.
We pass those savings on to you.
Well, only if they pay us first. So,
Yeah.
but they seem like they pay their bills. I don't know. Their games seem well built.
They've got
so
like
check
a
it
new
out.
Kickstarter coming up for like a new game actually, so they seem to
Really?
be doing all right. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't check out what it was
Meth
for.
Lab
but
video game.
Fucking A. Fucking A. That's
Can we get a Conspiracy Randy video game? Guys, I think you know this
Throw
is
up
what
on
I
people?
got a pitch for the nice folks at shopnetty.com.
Okay.
Netty Games.
Let's hear it.
All right. We're going to do, it's going to be an interactive game though. So it'll be a board game, but there's going to be video content or some other layer to it. Whether you do it just web-based where you sign
Like a
in.
QR code thing you have to
Maybe,
scan
yeah, but yeah, maybe that's it. You
Links
get
up
the
to
code
YouTube.
and it's like, boom, you got to sing this version of karaoke. And it's boom, and it's going to be like our sweet karaoke version of Take Me Home Tonight.
Fucking
and you
A.
got to sing that with your friends, and it'll pull the song up on Spotify and put the lyrics on the screen, and boom, you go.
I like it.
That would be a fun round to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just like a board game to move around. It's more of a social game.
There's interactive.
You can do that
points
stuff.
and
You can,
yeah.
There's like a whole pornography section. There's a semen retention round. All right, maybe I lost you on that one.
I hope you guys didn't jerk off before you came.
Listen, there's something there. I'm just not interested in fleshing it all out until you guys start paying me money.
Fleshing it all out. Man.
Fuck, we're on to something, guys. Revolutionize the game. Think outside the box.
Think outside.
But while you're thinking in the box, get the Conspiracy Theory Trivia board game from shopnettygames.com. Link in our description. Use code Randy.
So good. So you were talking about the flashlight as no, shit. Your pop can as like a storage unit
Yeah.
for paraphernalia and whatnot
Yeah.
and naughty things. Do you remember when you and I got pulled over by a bicycle police officer?
I've been pulled over by bicycle police officers on 2 separate occasions.
Was it not with me?
Tell me about this one. It might be.
It was.
But if this is, it's the second.
It was we came from the main grocery store that everybody fucking uses, and we rolled up to a 4-way stop, and this guy was on the sidewalk, and he just looks right over, and just he told me later, just because I looked so young and I had a fucking 30-pack of Keystone Light in my back seat.
He just hit you up.
Yeah.
I was not there for that. That wasn't me.
Okay. Oh fuck, that's right. It was one of our other roommates, but I do remember like when we got home because I let him fucking check my vehicle.
Yeah.
And as soon as we got to our place,
I
you
was
were
like,
like,
my drugs are in your car.
they were in a
Yeah.
flashlight.
Yeah,
that
in the
had
battery.
weight to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you're talking about like this like pop can that had weight to it. I'm like,
It's
oh,
got to
that's
have
why
the
you
weight
did that
to it.
flashlight
Yeah.
thing.
Guys, here's a tip. If you're going to store your drugs, store it in something that feels a bit robust and feels like heavy even when it's empty.
Like a breast.
Like a fat tit made of sand
Yeah,
or whatever they
like
feel like.
Made us sad. Shove your drugs in your girl's booty
Oh shit,
hole.
I haven't been recording. I'm just kidding.
Shut the fuck up. No, but yeah. That's so fucking wild. This dude rolls up on a fucking 10-speed Schwinn, like, pull it over. Ching ching. Like, okay.
So when I was young, I used to do lots of stupid shit. Obviously, when I was really young, I was like a destructive kid as a teen. Like we'd drive around, smash things. Like you know what I mean? That was the shit we did. Let's blow somebody's mailbox up. Like that was what we did. Let's drive around a car and just run over garbage cans in alleys and just destroy an entire street. This is whatever. Don't fucking.
America. No, we've all been
Only
there.
God can judge me now, says everyone who definitely is like safe
Absolutely
to be criticized
piece
by
of
everybody,
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
Like definitely.
Yeah.
Like everyone who has like an "Only God can judge me now" tattoo is like, I think lots of people. I think judges have judged you lots of times. Like I think the judge is gonna have something different to say about
Been
that.
a lot of judgment your way there, fella.
It's probably not a very original take either. Now that I think about it,
Well,
somebody has to have covered that ground before. It's for-
totally. But
whatever.
I mean, God's up there like, it's not true.
Yeah, still just me.
I'm judging the judging the fuck out of y'all. All of y'all.
No, the first time I ever got pulled over by a bicycle cop, we used to drive around when we were in high school and just like destroy things. So we had like a whole bunch of, I think, golf balls or something like that. And we were just driving around, chucking them at cars and like throwing them at people and shit, smashing windows
threw
on
them
like
at
the
people?
hotels and stuff. Well, just whoever was out. It's nighttime. We're just driving down the street. It wasn't just golf balls. It was tennis balls. Some of it was big green apples.
Fuck, dude, that doesn't make it better. Like you
Yeah. I know.
You
It's pretty
sandwich
fun.
tennis balls in
Yeah.
with like a green. Like, can you imagine walking down the street at midnight? Like, oh, I can't wait to get home. Get hit in the head with a fucking green apple.
Yeah. With some fat teenagers in a van, drunk.
Listening to Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, what a fucking.
Now that would have been
shitty
before. That
weekend.
would have been before that era. But
Oh, okay.
But this was like this tiny little van that had two sliding doors that would open because it was old and shitty. They wouldn't not open like a normal one. So we're just rolling down like the main drag with the windows down, just boom, boom, just like fucking terrorists rolling down the street, dude. This is like Fallujah. And we go by, and then we see bicycle cops, and they're just wearing like shorts and helmets and like black and the tiny little bit of yellow. We're like, oh shit. Well, we're just like, well, fuck it. And just gun it. We're like, they're not going to catch us. And just boom, just smoke down. We're like on the other side of town. And we slow everything down and we're cool. We get the doors shut and we're fine. We make a little turn and then all of a sudden just woo, like a cop the car. Obviously, they just called us in.
Oh, I thought they like somehow like crossed.
No,
like,
but
alleys
no,
and
but then
got
they
you.
still have to make the stop.
Really.
So they were pissed.
Oh, they had to ride
These
like
guys,
halfway across town.
these guys, they do, and they had to haul ass, and they were pissed because we were throwing apples at people, and I think we mistakenly threw some even at them. So like this was a whole thing.
You mistakenly threw an apple at a bike cop.
So we're outside, and everyone's like, you know, I think I had cigarettes in my pocket, you know, I'm like I'm like in high school, so I'm like shit, and I'm in sports, so it's like if I get caught with cigarettes again, I got to miss a whole year of school.
All right, Danny Zuko. Yeah. Like I'm in sports now.
I was throwing rocks at cops, and now I'm worried about not being able to play in high school sports. That's white privilege, by the way.
Yeah,
that is the realest
okay.
white privilege ever.
I'm right there with you.
That's pretty legit. But no, but the problem was I'm trying to ditch them. So we're all there's like 5 of us in this van. So we're out there, and then the 2 cops are like, "Do you guys?" Literally, he's like, because he's overweight. He's like, "Do you have any fucking idea how fucking stupid that was?" And he fucking gave dude a ticket for like exhibition driving, and they didn't fuck any of us up over anything. They didn't search us, and they just because we were just being little motherfuckers.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you this, I didn't fuck around with much of that shit after that.
I suppose not.
But everything I got away with, it wasn't the thing I did to the cops. Like I kept doing. I kept doing a lot of.
and doing it hard.
I didn't quit smoking cigarettes that week or whatever. But
You think they'd be so pissed that had happened? They would.
oh,
like,
they
just
were
be
pissed. Now to pull this whole thing full circle, I became a legitimate citizen. A decade and a half after that, and I was working as a service technician. You know, and I would say that there's probably at that time certainly 0 service technicians, maybe 1 or none. They were like as skilled as I am. They could do the things that I could do consistently in the what I mean, just in this little town, right?
Right, no, okay.
I was like about as good as I was as good as you're ever gonna hire for sure, and that was true, right? And because of that, I get the contract for this big complicated system at the police station.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I'm there like working in the evidence room. I mean, I had probably spent on service and maintenance and checking things like hours and hours and hours in the evidence room, like working on the refrigerator where they store like the drugs that are temperature sensitive that they got to test, like and like working in the evidence was just bags of every arrest, just like a paper bag. Huh, what's this? It's just all in there with stolen property, like everything. And so like, of course, I'm not fucking around with anything because I'm a respectable citizen, and there's cameras everywhere. Yeah. But at the time, the officer who had actually retired from that officer who pulled us over. Mm-hmm. Then retired off the streets and anything, and his kind of like retirement cop desk job.
Okay.
Evidence guy.
Oh no.
No, he was the best.
Was it like,
I loved him, and the truth is, I never told him about it ever. I don't think he would know it was me. At the time, I was a little bit smaller. You know, like in high school, there was an age in which you would know it was me, and this was before that age. No. This was before that age, though. I was maybe 160 pounds, 180 pounds. When I was in high school, yeah, if you saw me when I was 17, you could know it was me now.
Okay.
But that guy wouldn't have, because I was like 13.
Oh, okay.
So like 13 or 14.
Was that like the general age of all the dudes in the band?
Yeah.
Jesus, fuck you little bastards.
Yeah, dude. Do you know how much that would suck? Just riding bike getting pelted with golf balls.
Yeah, oh my
some-
God, I would lose my shit.
Yeah, because some kids are bored and parents don't make them have jobs.
Oh, I would like follow them to the ends of the earth. I'd do a vigilante Batman style thing just to get back at like fucking 13-year-olds with golf balls. Wow.
Yeah.
You little motherfuckers.
And got in no trouble. Now, I will say this. At
Y'all
the moment,
need
I was
Jesus.
trying to, when we were getting stopped, though, I remember this, trying to like get the cigarettes out of my pocket. I was just kind of like, well, in my head, yeah, I was like thinking I can just get them out, just flick the pack out on the ground and get it, and then kick it under the thing. It was my best bet. Because as far as I knew, we were all getting patted down.
Well, you'd think that
So
would
at that point, you got to try.
Yeah.
And
Here, eat these.
every move I made, like cops know this for sure. Every move they're making, like, don't move your hands.
Right.
And every time I was just like, I wouldn't even move my hands. Like there'd be like a posture change. We're like, and he's like, don't, just don't. And I'm like,
I'm itchy.
well,
I gotta stretch. You don't even know. It's tough out there for a kid. Fuck. Goddamn little fucking hooligans throwing green apples. You sons of bitches. Wow.
guys, I want to, for those of you listeners out here, you ever had a boner with your homies? Andy, have you?
You know, maybe once or twice in the 80s.
What would you do if your mom caught you having a boner with the homies?
I don't quite know.
Would you call us gay if we both had erections? Would you think it's gay if we both had erections? We must be strong. Don't tell my mom, 'cause I know that we both have erections.
I feel warm
I think we
inside.
crushed that
was
one. I don't know.
great.
I think that was pretty good, guys.
I think I have an erection now.
If we didn't then, we do now. And if you're listening, you should too, and it's okay.
Unless you're driving, then pull over and like beat it out.
I really think that the Conspiracy Randy karaoke thing is like our in. We just got to do one verse, one chorus of many songs like that. I could do that shit all day.
Oh yeah.
We could sit down in a room, just get barbecued and have, like cover all classic rock radio in fucking a week.
We talk about that all the time, that's all we do when we're in stores now. When we hear music, we're like fucking changing it up in our heads.
Yeah.
Like, well, we throw a penis joke in there, something about the Jews. You know, I'm just like,
All right, so deflect from this super topic we just talked about, though. I do have something to say. And it's more about how I don't have anything to say. There's like a bunch of
deep.
war stuff in Israel, right?
apparently.
Israel, Palestine,
Yeah.
war of the whatever's been going on forever. Kapel.
Sunday.
Clash at the Holy Land. I was here first. No, I was here first.
It's mine. No, it's mine.
Well, we're going to kill your kids and bomb a school. Well, we're going to shoot missiles into your cities.
You better not.
Better not.
Like,
Sunday.
What do you better
Shabbat.
Oh my God, we did that.
Versus the United States military defense system. Or missile. No, it's the, what do they call it? They have like they call it like the dome. It's like a missile defense dome that we paid for. And then like anytime someone shoots a rocket into Israel from Palestine, that's American missiles. It's basically American missiles from Palestinians being shot because for the terrorists
Yeah.
we have funded, they're firing American rockets at Israel that are then being shot down by Israel's American missile defense fucking system that America paid for.
And it's real. This is real.
Now the problem is that
Fucking stupid.
is as much as I know about this thing. That's why I've said nothing about this. I don't know anything about the Israel-Palestine thing. Obviously, I know Israel just like got their stuff after the Holocaust. People were like, seem pretty sad. We should give them some land.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, well, instead of all these places where nobody is,
Yeah.
let's just kick all these people out and put them into little developments, and then we're going to argue about this middle ground land, and then Israel gets it, so they just get to bulldoze over people's houses and shit.
That's
But
way more
literally,
than I
if
know.
also that's wrong, it's because I don't fucking know anything. But that's why I haven't talked about it.
Actually,
It's a weird thing for me to have an opinion about. Other than I think the whole thing's probably probably stupid. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
too hot though. Too many nerds.
Yeah,
We'd
too many nerds.
We would get NASA'd the fuck out of that.
oh, our good friend Dr. Alex was like, oh, you should say there was an Israel play, and I was like, yeah, but my joke was then going to be this like thing that was going to come off as super anti-Semitic, and I was like, then we get kicked off the internet right away. He's like, well, it'd be a good mic drop. So DM us money, guys, and you'll get the sweet inside scoop on the things we really think.
Yeah, because we do actually
$1,000 and we'll give you a candid thought
and a dick pic from probably me.
from Andy.
Yeah.
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 My wife wouldn't like that
No.
if she got one from you.
She'd love it. See what I did there?
The Conspiracy Randy podcast soundtrack playlist. That does not roll off the tongue very well. But once you find it, you're going to love it.
You need an acronym for that or something. CR. Fuck it. Later.
PSP, CRP.
You down
Yeah.
with the CRP?
You down with the whatever. This isn't going to work.
Yeah, you know.
That's why there's links
Yeah.
in our shit, in our descriptions and below if you're on YouTube. That's how we're going to do this.
What are we listening to?
This is Mala, Notorious. It's like a mashup thing of some Biggie stuff. Anyway, once you go there and find that playlist, it's pretty cool. That's where we have all sorts of the jams from the show, including the weird white noise music. You know what I mean? Like the background stuff, because I do just store it all in one place. So maybe hide those from the playlist if you don't like listening to our news break song that just pops in the middle. Or if like Tears in Heaven isn't quite your jam.
You know, after you just listen to like You Came to Party or something.
Yeah.
Or like Country Roads. But if you
Have
don't if you
erections.
don't stop for Country Roads, I don't think you're a human being. It's like the kind of music like John Wick walks into buildings to. Who killed my dog? Oh, it was you.
This is like plays in my head every time I walk into a dimly lit club.
A dimly lit bathroom. I'm gonna take a shit in here.
It's gonna be notorious.
Boom, boom, chicka, chicka, boom, boom. It just stops. You guys are out of toilet paper. Hey. Hello. All right, buddy. Dun, 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 dun. Walking out of that bathroom with an unwiped ass.
And let's talk about your notes.
It's just like a fucking. We got. I'm excited for fucking this. Another formal federal officials acknowledging the possible existence of UFOs. We got apparently another report coming up in the next few weeks.
We're only like a month or so away from the
Yeah.
full disclosure they're supposed to give.
So fucking close.
Guys, here's what I think. And I'm going to say this only because it's been in my heart for a long time. It's been in my gut, this instinct to think this. And I think I maybe have mentioned it before. I felt the same way about COVID. Everything that happened with COVID is this is a problem. Information is fucked. Everything's fucked. This thing's going to drag on forever. It's going to be this huge leverage. I called this like the day it happened.
Okay.
Once I saw the rules within the first week, I was like, this is not going away, blah, blah, blah. I feel the same way about this, and I probably am wrong because I don't have lots of evidence necessarily that I can point to that makes me think this. You know what I mean? But it's just in
They're
my
all
gut.
being very vague about it. Yeah.
I feel like even them announcing this stuff means that it's not what we think it is either. And they're not going to tell us what it really is. I think this is a setup for Project Bluebeam.
Oh fuck.
That's what I think. And Project Bluebeam, if you're new, look it up. But that's the idea that even Werner von Braun, it's the whole NASA structure and all this stuff supposedly was set up to perpetuate this myth of everything from whether it is space, whether space is real, and they're just going to do this fake alien invasion that's going to be projected into the sky to like try to get us all to live under one new world order.
Yeah.
It's supposed to consolidate all the religions. Some concepts said the first version of it was going to have it be in each place or each person, however they would do it, would see like their own deity, right? That would then tell. So it was this whole thing. Going to speak in their language, kind of like Zod.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that thing, right? And now you see what they can do with augmented reality and VR and shit like this now. That like, I just feel like I have no reason to believe that that's happening. I don't know that I fully believe in things like direct energy weapons, but that's one of the things they say is a component in this too. They use directed energy weapons, so you're not going to see, you know what I mean? There can just be this giant projection in the sky, and they're just like dustifying buildings, just like they did at 9/11, allegedly, if you believe in the hologram thing. Or the, you know what I mean?
Check out our hologram 9/11 episode.
Others don't believe it's holograms. It was like a missile fired at them that
Yeah.
was then had, you know, what? I don't fucking know. But what I'm saying is my gut tells me for some reason that all this hype is really a diversion, or the version of aliens that they're going to give us is wrong. And I believe that the version that maybe is real would be something like, say, an interdimensional thing. They're not traveling distance from space, that they're blinking in and out and that they're always here. Mm-hmm. Now, the other cool concept is there's been a lot of evidence that these appearances are actually coming up out of water. So that a lot of that actually leans further towards like a hollow earth concept. A lot of these ones that the Navy have been seeing, a lot of those incidents have them coming down into water, coming out of water.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The kaijus. That's what's going on in Palestine or whatever.
The kaijus?
The kaijus.
In Palestine.
Kaiju. Pacific Rim 2, kaijus in Palestine.
L'chaim!
Is that a Godzilla pal? Ish, this is going to get us kicked off the internet. There's one thing you don't do is don't go after the Jews, Randy.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, that was like in the first 4 rules of our like at the very beginning of our podcast of our like conspiracy for beginners stuff is like, don't get all caught up into current events. And we spent like the last 4 months like complaining about COVID and how things are melting down.
We have
and
been
then
all up in that current event.
Hypocrisy is the name of the game. And then it's also like I should have added the 5th one, be like, and don't go after the Jews because you're just going to get removed from everything.
Then we added the 3 to 4 drink minimum after, but whatever. Yeah, many rules.
Well,
we're not just having fucking fun.
It's really about
guys.
not mixing
It's like a job.
painkillers with more than 6 drinks.
With a limited IQ to begin with. That was dangerous and just negligent on our part. Sorry, everybody.
Interaction.
But I don't know. I want to believe. I
want to believe too, but
legit do. I want it all to be fucking real.
You talking distant space, far away? That's where you want them coming from.
Yes.
I am less inclined to believe that. Because I think the distance to overcome, it's a concept I can't understand. The distance, the light, like you know what I mean. All of that. How they're going to travel physically through that space. I think it's more likely that I believe. This is based on nothing, not knowing anything, that it's more likely that they actually are able to just simply move into a different dimension. I think there's plenty of physics people that will believe in the concept of multiple dimensions. So that's not you know what I mean? It's not, maybe not, isn't the most common thing, but it is very possible.
I'm just going to dumb it down for myself just because, and I think a lot of people are probably on my level, but you're liking it to like in the Marvel movies when they're about to like one of those like little octagonal wormholes or whatever opens up and they're like, bloop, bloop.
Yeah.
And then they're just there, as opposed to, well, it's gonna take about
which is what the
years.
coolest Sasquatch people think.
Interdimensional
Sasquatch is dope.
Sasquatch.
It's the best Sasquatch. It's the most fun Sasquatch stories. Sasquatch being a guy that lives in that forest is not cool.
Just being
You're like he's got to have a hut. He's got to have shelter.
Yeah.
He somehow has to get fire. There's snow. Like this is just a hairy dude. Even if he is a different species, like he's just doing hairy dude wilderness shit. That's not that cool. Interdimensional Sasquatch, that's an interview.
Because you don't know, what
You're
what is he doing on the side?
Think of all the things that interdimensional Sasquatch knows that you don't know. Regular forest Sasquatch, he knows how to like trap rabbits or whatever, but like I got guys that can do that.
Does REI shit.
He does some REI, does some camper shit. Was that on Cumtown? Yes. Was it Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we won't go into what they were saying because that'll get us canceled. But Cumtown podcast, you guys, if you like the dirtiest, rudest stuff of ours, is really, really, really good.
That did get rooted in my brain. That was good.
Yeah.
I had to use that though.
Randy was completely blacked out and at least absorbed that.
That's when I was trying to sober up before I got on the bike.
And he just sat here. Like,
I don't think I should be doing this. That's how I do it most of the times. Fuck. Yeah, sorry about yesterday's episode, everybody. Or
No, it was
whenever
good.
you,
It was
whenever you
funny.
guys listen to this shit.
no, it was funny. Don't apologize to these people. They love you.
Thanks. No, but with this though, on the heels of this, do you know who's fucking getting her own show about the unknown and UFOs and all this stuff? You'll never fucking guess. Demi fucking Lovato.
Really? They're just going to put. Okay, no, I like this. You know why? She's the one who's like the crazy drug addict. Had all sorts. Okay,
Demi
no.
Lovato
But she's the one who like been to rehab a million times.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll delete that part so you're not. Calling. I don't want you.
Did that come across as bad?
Maybe, yeah. It's a weird hit to take. It's just fine. Nobody knows. Andy, nobody knows we even had this conversation. I'll hide it.
Okay.
It's okay.
So if you're just joining us,
I didn't say anything horrifying that would get me kicked off the internet. No, but no, the interesting thing with the Demi Lovato stuff, like the only reason her shit was kind of popping recently too was because there was a time when most of what reality TV was we're going to stick, and somebody else had this take originally, this isn't quite mine, but reality TV used to be a lot of, we're just going to stick a camera in front of drug addicts and just watch crazy shit. That's why all the celebrity rehab, all the celebrity shows, all of the celebrity stuff was just watching them do like drug addict shit their life to death.
right? Yeah. No,
And so this is what this is now. This is the Coliseum. This is the, what do they call it? The fucking bread and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just a total distraction, just like the NFL. Just like this is just a reality TV escalation. This is fucking Flava Flav's fucking Bachelor show.
Flavor
You know what I
of
mean?
Love, starring Demi Lovato. Oh yeah,
Yeah, this is just it.
But she's the crazy girl that's been crazy lately. So why don't we stick her in front of these?
Put a camera in
crazy
front of her.
topics?
Put a bunch of first off. So you have a girl who has a huge problem with addiction. You're going to hype up the fan hype. You're going to give her tons of eyes on her, and you're probably going to give her $10 million in the process. What do you think is going to happen during this filming?
They're gonna go over the same.
What do you think?
bullshit
No,
they-
what do you think they want to happen? She needs to go over the total deep end. She'll relapse. She'll go nuts. There'll be fights. No, I'm serious. That's what this is supposed to be.
I would love it if it got to there, but I really think they're not. I think it's gonna be more fluff than that.
No, it's
do you
gonna
think
be the
she's gonna be
best.
out in the forest like
She's
breaking
gonna be
down,
just
doing
gacked the
heroin,
fuck
like
out.
I want to find Sasquatch.
I think so.
Just tearing at her titties.
She talk about the moon landing. She starts smoking DMT. She's like, the aliens were from right here. You know what I mean?
They're inside of us.
Yeah.
She turns into this grizzly
Yeah, she's like,
fucking biker.
yeah, she's like smoking crack in a hotel room, looking out the window, like they're manipulating the weather again. This is the third day it's been cloudy. You know what I mean? Just losing her fucking mind. That's the show they're gonna make, and if they don't, they're
Okay.
fucking
I
stupid.
do want to see that show now.
Right.
Okay.
Now you've got the best show. Who is not? Why am I not getting paid lots of money for these
You
ideas?
should be a consultant of sorts.
I should be. You should hit me up. Hit me up at Tyler F. and Stone on Instagram. I could do consulting for all your stuff. That'd be about a $5,000 idea that I'd sell you.
Yeah. You're
Do
welcome.
I get credit for that?
Miss
Trademark.
Lovato.
Trademark.
Wow, that is the show I want
That's
to
the
see.
show.
Fucking Demi Lovato slowly fucking losing
give her
her
a
shit.
pile of cocaine, all the hallucinogenic drugs, and just sacks of pills, and be like, "We want you to go find Sasquatch.
Get on out there,
Be somebody."
travel the world. Like, oh my god, researching.
She's
all
in
this
like a
shit.
place that has no Sasquatch sightings. She's like, "You're in.
I'm in Iowa.
You're in.
man.
Well, you're like, she's in like Argentina. Like what?
Be the chupacabra. She's like, I
Chupacabro.
think I found Mothman. Fuck. Dude. Okay, yeah. No, I'm with that. I'm with that. I probably should start following Demi Lovato to see what the fuck she's up to beyond that, though. Because I just saw that. I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm cool with it now. I'm just an angry person.
Guys, I think we're wrapped up.
Wow, I'm not even intoxicated. Good.
Not at all. I think I've got. You got anything else you want to float out there, Randy?
Just how your comment about like how after the government said that everybody can go out now and do things, how it just looks dramatically different sometimes, like even on the roads
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like a Cialis commercial. All these old people like drive.
Hi! I think it's super lame though because like the science didn't change, the data didn't change at all for the last 2 weeks either. Like nothing happened. If you're like, actually my initial note about my parents, you know, that like the person who's gonna wait till the CDC tells them they can, as long as they're vaccinated, they can not wear a mask and do things is like. That is the type of person who's going to wait until their parents tell them it's okay to have sex.
Yeah.
All right, my mom said we can have sex now, so this is cool.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's fucking really a dumb. Ugh.
Now I totally don't want to have sex with you. Ew.
Yeah, mom.
Even though my mom knows I have an erection.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for listening. We will see you. Jesus Christ. We're going to have a lot of shit this week. I don't know. You might see us tomorrow if you're lucky. No, I can't do this one again. So, you guys, you can follow me at Tyler F. and Stone on Instagram. Follow Randy at...
I'm at Skinny Idiot Studios.
Follow the show at Conspiracy Randy. Follow Conspiracy Randy on TikTok. Even if you don't do TikTok that much, just follow it, follow us, and then just talk shit to Space Dorks in our comments, please.
Yes.
I want to
Join
make
the
it hard
fight.
for them. There was a man who came up today who said he worked for 9 years as a lead astrophysicist for NASA, and then went on this like fucking 15 comment tirade about how I'm not funny or something. And I was like, well, what are you doing with your time? Like,
Right.
you seem like that sounds like an important job.
Like, don't they?
You're
need
telling
you?
us not. So you're telling me that now needs you to go around and defend against idiot podcasters? I've been
Right.
called retarded and an idiot hundreds of times here.
Yeah.
I don't think that's worth your attention, but apparently it is. There is a part of me that makes me think that those people are actually like that's part of your job. If you work at NASA, we're hiding all this bullshit. So one of the things you got to do is go out and put out fires when things go
let's
viral,
control 'em.
and go out and be like, guys, I'm a scientist. And what it does, it scares away the normies from the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suck it. Oh, NASA's a bunch of wieners.
You can suck my dick, you dorks.
You fucking wieners. Fucking. Thanks for listening, everybody. We love you.
Bye.